What's up, guys? In this video, I'm just gonna it's more like a recap of what happened. If you watch my previous video that I posted, I think it was on Monday, you will realize when I was telling that I'm looking to sell on BTC USD, and now with God's grace and because He's the one who give increase and let how hard work pays, everything is aligning the way we want it to happen. So you can see the previous, you know, um, I don't have rewind here, but I'm just gonna just do a breakdown on how I was analyzing the market that I want. The market was here yeah, it was here when I was telling that I'm waiting for my entry signal. I did enter in this area, but it took me out. I was way too early, but which is understandable. But I got in and I was able to get like a massive win from here. With that being said, I'm going to have the breakdown, and it's just basically simple. Trading is not hard. Don't try to make anybody to to sugarcoat trading for you. Trading is just basically simple. There are things you have to do, and there are things you don't have to do. Just like discipline. Discipline is just defined as doing the things that you're supposed to do and be hyper focused on it and ignore the things that you're not supposed to do. It's simple. What are you supposed to do as a trader, or what is your responsibility as a trader? Is to have your checklist, is to enter when is to just follow your plan. And the other way around is to ignore what is not benefactor or is not benefiting or is not adding needle to your progress in trading. It's basically simple, and there are there are different type of market there are different type of market sections or market condition that I do want to share with you. We have consolidation, where the market is just ranging from one zone to zone. In this aspect, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to make money in this area because there's no direction. And from what I'm going to explain to you today, you need to have direction to be able to make money. You need to be either an uptrend, so that you be an uptrend, downtrend. Sometimes can go this way, can go this way, can go this way. So that you go on uptrend or you go on downtrend. You go on downtrend, go on downtrend, go on downtrend. Like that. So your job is to look for every single market that goes up and down. You have no business in this area. I used to get caught in trading, and I would lose a bunch of money in this consolidation set. It's good to just when you realize this particular session or condition, stay out of the market. In fact, just stay out of the market. Don't do anything because it's not gonna end well. In this area, it's basically for maybe scalper or people who are just who can find their way around it. But you really want to be in when the market is trending. They say trend is your friend. You have to make or build relationship with trend market. So we're going to deleting this right now. Deleting this right now. Tested. So basically sometimes when I was talking about consolidation the other time I was doing this, sometimes the market can go like this, break, come retest, then start getting giving us the trend that we need. But at the same time, so when this high isn't broken, it means that now we should be expecting, when this high is being broken, to upside to this point. When this is being broken right here, this is where it got broken. then it break out to this point, then there has to be a retest, because the market doesn't. Yeah, there are sometimes it moves straight away, like straight that way, but at the same time, with the market condition, it will come and retest this area because there was multiple sellers in this area, and the buyer has to confirm the move by just, this is probably more like liquidating or more like liquidity grab, because in this area buyers push this trade above the previous sales orders in this area, then to take people who are selling in this area, because a lot of people, a lot of amateur traders will probably be selling this area. There are a lot of sellers in this area. Then now buyer push above it to, to take their stop loss. Then again come back to people who are already buying this area, because after the trade already going, like, oh, now the market is buying, they start buying this area, then you probably come and take them out again before going. So in this aspect, what you're going to be looking out for is you'll be looking out for buy when the market is retesting this particular breakout or this particular swing high, then this become a swing low. Then, like, you don't have to, like, there's no magic to this. You don't have to think like, what if it doesn't happen? If it doesn't happen, the highest things you can do is just, it will hit your stop loss, that's all. But it's as simple as, because you don't have to do anything magic. You don't need to, like, you don't need candles, like, you don't need any kind of indicators. You don't need any kind of like, you don't need anything to tell you otherwise. It's as simple as that. All you have to do is just find your entry in this area. We're going to get to that entry later. Find your entry in this area, then move on and just place your buy. Just wait for the, place at the right time, and just wait for the market to just move in your favor or against you. That is all you have to do. It's basically that simple. It is that simple. Again, you don't just enter when the market comes to this point to retest. At the retest, you don't just enter. There are things you have to look for: the entry signal you have to look for, the time frame, and the trading zone or trading section. So there are sometimes you don't want to get liquidated from the market because there's no momentum in the market, so you have to look for where there's momentum in the market, usually depending on the pairs or instrument you're trading. For me, I do trade USD JPY, and sometimes I trade gold. Depends. Sometimes now I'm focusing on maybe BTC because it's more volatile, and USD JPY hasn't been getting the kind of move that I'm looking for. Maybe it's just happening now, but it hasn't really moved a lot for the whole year. It's just been in one section, in one zone. With that being said, you don't just enter immediately at the retest of it. There are things that you have to look for, which is your entry signal, and we will get into it in a short time. So, and at the same time, the thing that I want to say is that when analyzing this resistance or breakout or these trend lines, I use 4 hours and 1 hour time frame. The reason being is that it gives me more bigger picture, so whatever happens in a smaller time frame, I don't get freaked out. Like, I will give you an example of today trade so that you can understand what I'm trying to talk about. So, moving to entry, how do we check entry? I use 5 minute or 15 minute time frame for my entry, and now, now that we have a breakout, right? Then we have a breakout, and all we have to do is just wait for the market to come and retest. And don't do this mistake, because I used to do it. What I used to do is I used to enter trade at the correction of the market. So what it means that that we just broke a particular support, then I will enter this area. Then again, it's gonna give me more short wins, but I get to miss out on the longer term, on the longer picture, which is having the continuation of the trend. So sometimes the market will trick you if you don't like really understand these things. You will get to enter trade and you take TP here, then yeah, you can enter TP here, then again enter buy. But if you get carried away with this entry that you have, it can limit your potential from here, because sometimes you get stopped out from here before the market will come down, then you won't have any buy power to be able to continue to ride with the trend. So always be careful. You just set your key levels zone and just wait for the right trade. So while waiting, you will see the market having to do this. The market will not just move down a little bit. It might just move, but at the retest of this breakout, the momentum is going to the momentum is going to reduce. Is going to reduce. Then you see the market having to shift momentum, start shifting from buy to sell. Start shifting from buy to sell. Then you start shifting from buy to sell. Then I hope you understand what I mean. You start shifting from buy to sell. I'm gonna show you more example on. Then your job is to enter at the exact area of the previous swing high. Then your stop loss is going to be here. Your stop loss is going to be under the swing low of the previous, of the previous of this current trend. Then your entry is gonna be here. Then you can enter for buy. Then the TP, your first TP will probably be around here. Your TP is gonna be here. Then when your TP is there, then if depending on the market condition at that time. So if the candle is being pushed above the high, the new swing high, then you can. I'm talking about if when the this is your new swing high, then if when the market gets here, then the candle push like this, push above the previous high. So now this is an indication that the market is going to continue creating a new higher high. So you can as well hold your trade until it gets to this point, until it gets to this where it will start rejecting, where you start seeing the reject. Or at the same time, you can even hold it, because you can hold it and wait for the retest, a new correction. Then after the correction, then you can continue holding your trade. And with this, you can hold your trade longer term without having to just be getting in and out of the trade. You can hold your trade for 2 days, 3 days with good entry, with good profit. So with that being said, I hope this make any sense in any ways, but I'm just gonna move to my trade for today. So my trade for today was supposed to be from trade from last Monday. Was on this Monday rather. I just gonna go for look at this 4 hours time frame. Remember when I say you always have to like when the market is buying and buying, just or selling. I'm talking about trend, whether it's uptrend or whether it's whether it's a downtrend. Previously we have our swing high here, right? We have our swing high right here. We have a new swing low, a swing high. Then we have swing low. We have another swing low, new swing low. Then we have swing high. So this one is lower than this other one. Then we have a swing low. I think it's this right. Yeah, I think so. Then we have a new swing high. So when I was analyzing the market on Monday, we were on this. Yeah, it was on Monday. This was a new swing low. So you don't need anybody to tell you that the market is gonna go down, because he has been painting the picture that it was gonna sell, because it was creating higher high and lower high and lower low, lower high and lower low, lower high and lower low. It says that now all you just have to look for, your entry on lower time frame. So having to check this on 4 hours time frame, we can see that we are at a key zone where we call like a new swing low or a new swing high, because this is a downtrend. What we have to do, when I went to 1 hour time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, I saw this rejection on 1 hour time frame. This was my first entry, but I got caught out, and I think my stop loss should have been way bigger. I got caught out on this area. Let me just delete this. I so on 1 hour time frame, I can see how we have multiple. The market has failed to continue the uptrend from here. Then I saw this red kind of very strong, and I was waiting for the retest, which actually happened. But I think the problem that I have, and the issue that I had here on Monday, was I entered at the close of London session, and I was in the middle of New York session, and there was no really momentum in the market. So which again, my stop loss was here. My stop loss was here. My stop loss was, let me just delete this. My stop loss was here. My stop loss was here. So my stop loss, my entry was here. And my entry was here. Then my stop loss was here. About 1,000. Then my target is still overall here. So it was about 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 1 to 5, 1 to 6 trade. But the point is, it was a good trade. It was a good entry because I waited for this. I waited for this period, right? And after it happened, I got caught out in the middle of the night, and in the morning on Tuesday, I saw this entry hustle. I saw this, but again, I wasn't moved because I felt like it wasn't really there for me. So I was like, there's nothing for me to do here. Then on 15, okay, so let me show you my entry on 15-minute time frame, because that's, I think you're probably waiting for that on 15-minute time frame. So on 15-minute time frame, was my entry. This was my entry on 15-minute time frame. This was my entry on 15-minute time. This one here. I saw this was the. So now, let me now give you another tip for my entry. So what I at the key zone, I have to have patience, a lot of patience. I have to wait and let the market start creating a new higher high, more like a rejection. Remember when I draw this thing? Remember when this stuff here? Remember this. You have to wait for the market to start shifting from the bearish correction to buy. Same thing reversal to if you're going on a downtrend, you have to wait for the market to start shifting from the bullish momentum, because what you don't want is you don't want to get liquidated from the market, just like what happened here. I think it's just like market manipulation because I actually entered right, but again, the worst thing that can happen is when you enter, you reach your stop loss. There's nothing, but you have to be sure that it's the trade that is gonna keep coming. It's not gonna stop. So anyway, and again, you cannot catch a rocket when a rocket is being launched. So what you are seeing here is a rocket, because it can continue going and it will be unstoppable. But the only way you can start catching rocket is when the momentum is exhausted all the energy, all the gas it has to be propelling up. And when it starts coming out, you can actually do anything you want with the rocket, because now there's no more power, or there's no more momentum, there's no more volume for the rocket. Same thing as when a trade is coming at a retest and you cannot catch a falling knife. You have to hold on for it to fall first. Then after it fell, then you cannot pick it up. That's the analogy I can put to this thing. It's very, very simple. So what I had to do is just I enter my trade from here. It was around I enter my trade from this area after I saw this rejection. Look at look at this, the market at the retest of this, because number one, we have this high, and now the market is creating a new low, a new high. Then at the end of the high, at the closure of the high, I enter my trade from there, and my stop loss, yeah, here. See here. Then my stop loss was just here. My stop loss was here, yeah. Then the market took me out immediately. Then it reversed like about 30 minutes later, or yeah, 30 minutes or 40 minutes later, it reversed. Then I woke up to see, I'm like, damn. So that was my entry here. And my second entry here was this. My second entry was here, was this one. Look at it. Though I entered very like, because I already knew that we're still gonna continue the bearish moment until we break anything that will make the market to break above this area, above this area, and break above it and come and retest, then it means that the trend is not valid. But based on my analysis and my confirmation from the previous trade, which on Monday, I get my conviction from there that we are still going to sell, and which is why I got it from. And thankfully, everything, was made perfect, and we thank God for that. And I can only do my part and let God do His own part. Again, as simple as trading is not guaranteed, right? So only God give the increase, and only God, I'll give the blessings. So with that being said, I hope this video helped you in one way or the other. If you do, don't forget to click like and subscribe. And you can join my Telegram group. That's where I post videos, like a lot of like shorts, maybe entry, my thoughts, my psychological, like I just just trying to help, making sure that everybody knows how to trade. So not having to, like, you don't have to depend on people to tell you when to trade. No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I don't know why a lot of people want to depend on people to tell them what to do. You are a leader yourself. You are a king. So you have the capacity to tell yourself what you want to do. So regardless of your situation, regardless of where you are, regardless of how somebody is big or small, like regardless, you are king on your own, and you have to act and behave that way. So with that being said, I will see you in another video. Peace out.